Why is it that somebody picked from the world had a happy home? Many are picking in church and are in trouble. I'm not ready for this conversation, though.
In a world filled with chaos, confusion, misconceptions, and a million questions, God has sent His servants to bring unto us liberation in faith, marriage, finance, and purpose. And from us, a generation is rising, one with strong faith, hope, and love. A generation that will never take no for an answer. This is the Apostolic movement.
Picture this. There's man of God A, man of God B. Man of God A is one of the leading healing evangelists in the world right now. Has healing crusades, usually wears white. He's not Nigerian. Because I know where man to go. Now, he's in a relationship and he wants God to confirm it. And so he does something out of the box. He says, I just want to be doubly sure, so I'm going to put out the fleece. God, the most random thing. I'm about to board a flight to Orlando to see this woman. If she's the one, let her bake me a cake. She has never baked for me before, but let her bake me a cake. Now, funny thing is, as he landed in Orlando, the woman looked at him and said, hey, before I say what I'm about to say, don't keep your hopes too high. I've never baked before, but I just had a hunch to bake for you. It might not be the best, but I just wanted to do that for you. Huh? Green flag. The marriage still spoil. Yes. I'm headed somewhere. Please, just hear me out. I'm headed somewhere. I'm saying this respectfully. On the other hand, the other man of God is Pastor Adeboye, who, according to some chronological records, at my age, was still in the world. You don't know how phenomenal what God has done through that man is. At my age, he had not started preaching. Or at least close, maybe plus 2 minus 2, no minus 2 or so. He was still patronizing herbalists in his 30s. But somehow, he got married to this woman as an unbeliever. And when you look at the kind of marriage they have now, according to what I heard, he still presses his clothes. I don't know if that's true today, but up until recently, he still presses his clothes. No other person is permitted to cook for him. He still cooks for him. If some people are pretending to be close and they're not close, they're the way you go smell them. But those ones are close. How was he able to get it right, even in the world? That when he got born again and encountered Christ, he said, you're my leader. Your God will be my God. Followed him. When he started pressing spiritually, she followed him. God ordained him to ministry, followed him. Started pressing for deeper things in God. Once he said, I'm going on a 40-day fast. He said, you're my leader, I will join you. Fasted 40 days. After the 40 days, he told her, what I was praying for, I have not yet gotten. I want to go on another 40 days. He said, I will follow you. Yeah? So, why is it that somebody picked from the world had a happy home? Many are picking in church and are in trouble. I'm not ready for this conversation, though. Listen to me. Can I talk? Ladies, if anyone comes to you and said, God said, you're my wife, ask them, okay, that's God. What do you say? I'm not saying you shouldn't wait for what God will say. It's important. Listen, in all your ways, acknowledge Him. But God chose me. What about you? It's not God I'm getting married to. I want you to choose me too. Do you choose me? Do you like me? Do you like to spend time together with me? Do you like my company? I want you to choose me also. Thank you for telling me what God said. What do you say? It's not God who is going to stand there and say, I do. Are you getting what I'm saying? Do you understand this? And don't think it's a contradiction to require that despite divine approval, you also see this as a rational, intelligent decision that you also want to take. It is possible for you to have both a religious or a spiritual, better stated, a spiritual and a logical decision behind the things that you do. So that you don't choose someone only for spiritual conviction, and then when it spoils, you now say, it was not my choice, it's the woman you gave me. That's what Adam did. The woman you gave me. See where you hang ball. The woman you gave me. See, if God says, do this, the God of the Bible, you can ask him questions. Clarification. Get clarification. I'm allowed to ask. This is your wife. Sir, I don't like her. I will tell you as much as you can take. I know what I'm saying. I had a mentor in those days. One of the height of the spiritual staring. He just said, come to the. You see those ladies there? One of them is your wife. Pick one of them. there was one of them that I had known before. Sir, can I carry? Pick one of them. Sir, can I carry? Pick one of them. You know, and you see, I know what I'm saying. For many people, this is their definition of spiritual depth. No questions asked. The spirit is moving. I don't like them. One of the people, few days after, they were doing deliverance. Yeah? Make I talk, I don't talk. Somebody was praying for her. He said, the demon said, I'm not going. So the person brought anointing when he was speaking in tongues. He grabbed the anointing and drank it. He said, I'm not going. Agbero demon. He said, I'm not going. He said, the papa put me in a covenant. So I'm not seeing. That one is small, like to cast out demons is peanut by the grace of God. But why God not tell you? Say at least there is work first. What is suspecting? This man of God will put people in trouble. I can say this because, of course, we're all young, including the man of God, so we've grown. It's something if I say we can laugh about. So, I know you're full of the Spirit, you love Jesus, you're committed in church. Genius is context specific. You can know how to run a church and not know how to lead a home. Are you getting what I'm saying? Because it's the muscles that you exercise that will be strong. Simple. And the deceptive thing about marriage, the deceptive thing about love is that it tricks us to think that we don't need to study it. Just go with the flow. Vibes. Vibes. In fact, some people think that if they study it, they will ruin the spontaneity. That just vibe, that when I see you, my heart is... You get what I'm saying? And your heart is beating that way. And then we go on. You want a happy home. You've not read 5 books on marriage. You've not read 5 books on marriage. You want a happy home. The only thing you do is to comment on pictures online. God when. That's your preparation. God when. The people who are even praying, it's not enough. You should still study, but that's better. Your own prayer is 2 words. God when. You they joke with love. Are you listening to me? Take it seriously. Read on it. The beautiful thing about this is those who have been married know this. Marriages are more alike than you like to admit. When ladies sit together and they're talking, we know you talk about us. We know. When you're talking, there's always a, you too, your husband doesn't, you just, they're all the same. I'm not talking about the real extremes. Oh. If you beat your wife or you just start sleeping around, we're not all the same. Oh. And then when guys are talking, yeah, I don't talk, but they give me a report when they talk. And oh, did we talk? No, never. Yeah. So they're always like, your wife do this thing, your wife do this thing. Wow, they're the same. So what I'm saying is this. Chances are, listen to me, the challenges you will face in marriage, someone has faced it, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, written a book about it, so that you won't have to face the same thing. But guess what? You don't go read. You see the problem? You just don't read. You'll be amazed. Some of these things are known facts. So I was reading up on something called the itch effect or something like that. That psychologically and according to research, every marriage, no matter how happy, no matter how blissful, at the 5th or 7th year, they come to a point where either one of the parties will think very deeply and say, I think I made a mistake. Even good marriages will likely face that reality. You will wonder if you made the wrong choice or not. Guess what? Statistically, it's normal. It is the normal stage of team bonding. All right? When you first meet someone, excitement. Then you enter the storming phase. You will fight. You realize how different you are. So sometimes, some of the struggles that we have, just by talking to somebody. Let me tell you something from experience. I've seen many marriages that broke, that didn't have to break. They just didn't have anybody to talk to. They didn't have anybody to talk to. You see, when Paul said, find me that text, I think it's 2 Timothy. I'm getting rusty with these things. Where the Bible says, older women should instruct younger women. Jesus. That right there is a hack. 2 Timothy 5:2 is a hack. I can't tell you the invaluable wisdom of a young couple having an older couple to look up to. I can't tell you. Once in a while. Can I advise you something? Don't even wait till when you fight for there to be counseling. Even if it's once a year, whether you fight or not, have someone you just report to. So this is, we just want to be accountable to you. This is how we are doing. Let me tell you something. As a rule of thumb, don't make any major decision in your life without talking to somebody. Just start practicing it. Talk to the right people. Yeah? Spiritual, God-fearing lady. Your profile is on private. And you are praying for a life partner. Put that thing on public, make people see road. Telling you now. Come on, are you listening to me? So listen, if the crux of all that I'm saying is this, that you will still need prudence as deeply spiritual as you are. That's the point. Time is fast spent. I may not really be able to give you as many practical examples as possible. But there are just some things to know and some things you must learn early. Learn early. Learn simple things on conflict resolution. You can be deeply spiritual and not know how to say sorry without circumlocution. Just, I am sorry. And sometimes, there are people who solve conflicts by letting time pass. They just ignore it, sweep it under the rug, and then they will get over it. But there are some people, the only way to move forward is to talk about it. Now, for some reason, more often than not, those two people often marry themselves. And now there's a conflict. Somebody wants to talk about it to move on. The other person wants to ignore it to move on. How do you handle that? You might be deeply spiritual and not know how to handle this. So if that's the last thing I talk about, because these things are important. See, my counseling sessions have taught me I will never rush things. I will teach like I'm teaching primary school on purpose because you will need it one day. So let me tell you how to handle those situations. For some reason, I'm not trying to be stereotypical about this, but it's usually the woman who wants to talk things through. So the woman comes and says, you know, I don't like how our last conversation went. And the guy is just like, sorry, I don't want to talk about it now. What you say next will either escalate or somebody's getting it. There's a way you respond, thunder, lightning, explosion. And then the devil will say, hey boys, there's room. Let's come and party. So this is what I recommend. So he says, I don't want to both parties have things to learn. I don't want to talk about it now. This is what you should say. So what do you need from me in the meantime? Rehearse it to say to me, what do you need from me in the meantime? Excuse me that I'm being very, you will need it. And then he clarifies, I just need time to process it and get over it, and then we can talk about it. And then you also ask, what do you need from me in the meantime? And the usual response will be, I just want to know the time and the place where you can talk about it. Then you provide the time and place. Don't just let it go. You're killing the other person. Some people, if they don't talk about it, you know, some can't sleep. They're looking at the ceiling, rolling like this. You know, that's why in some homes, the woman will wake you up 2 a.m. So you mean? Don't leave it unattended. So you just say, you know what, at lunch, after lunch in the living room, 6 p.m., we'll talk about it. Give a time and a place. Thank you. That's all. So, these things are important. If you don't learn these things, you will make God look like a lie, because both of you are speaking in tongues. I told you about a notable preacher in this Lagos. Unfortunately, his first marriage failed, and the woman was a prayer warrior. She used to pray 8 hours every night. Yes. Guess what? She would beat him and enter the prayer room and pray. See, let me tell you something. Now men know they talk. Women they beat men. There's a case I handled 3 weeks ago. The man ran. They said she broke his jaw. I'm not joking. Man of God. Pastor's in church. Yes. So it's women that used to talk their own. Men, out of shame, conceal it. Women, they beat men. I'm telling you. Every year, learn something that can improve your marriage. If you're improving every aspect of your life except this one, understand, you are underestimating marriage. Marriage can spoil everything else. Invest in marriage. In books, in conferences, in counseling. Come on, are you listening to me? In counseling. Women act like they're romantic, but they choose spouses like they're picking a job. I've said it before now. Men act like they are logical, but they are romantic. A woman vets everything secretly. She may not tell you everything, including how her name will sound against your surname. Guess what? That can be a reason for her to say no to you. That the name no go blend. How can I be Sharon Agbandomo? No. They check everything. I've seen marriages. The woman gave it as a condition. You go change this name. Deal or no deal. So because she was bored about it doesn't mean, but can you take that to the extreme? Yes. Let me tell you something. You must be able to pick a man based on his trajectory and his track record of good decision making. Church people, are you ready for what I'm about to say? Marry somebody, not only someone you can enjoy with, but someone you can suffer with. We have become so religious. The things we used to say in wedding vows, in sickness and in health, we have changed it. And you are deceiving yourself. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter how deeply spiritual you are. There are down times in marriage. Down times. Money can develop wings and fly away. God forbid. But listen to me. Anybody that you don't... It's important to... Marriage is such a long marathon that things can change. So at the end of the day, listen to me. Marriage is a step of faith. You can never definitively know. Marriage is a step. Even if supernatural confirmation, even if you see doves flying over ahead, it will not absorb the responsibility of growing emotionally and learning all that you need to learn. So go there, own your decision, and love that woman.
In a world filled with chaos, confusion, misconceptions, and a million questions, God has sent His servants to bring unto us liberation in faith, marriage, finance, and purpose. And from us, a generation is rising, one with strong faith, hope, and love. A generation that will never take no for an answer. This is the Apostolic Movement.